Hey everyone, and welcome to. Are you ready for this? This is our last review of 2023. Incredible.
What?
It's our last one of 2023.
No, because I've got my turn next.
Yeah, but that's not going to be till like New Year. Well, not New Year. It might be. We'll see. I've got to go to work. Well, it's now the 26th.
Yeah, but then you have next day off.
I mean, this Sunday. Yeah, but then there's going to be one on the 1st.
Are you working?
Then we might do another one. We'll see. What, Friday, Saturday? Sorry, guys. We'll get there in a minute. Yeah, I'm working Friday, Saturday. Anyway, welcome to our possibly final review of this year. Possibly not. Who knows? We'll see. They'll find out. Well, yeah, on the 1st, like you say. We will have one for the 1st. There's a film I've got lined up. Excuse me, suitably for the New Year's. In the meantime, I'm your host as ever, Purple Midnight 8, joined once more by my wife, Amelia, the Obsidian Nook, Pale ASMR, all that good stuff. Semi-sick, we are getting better, we are both on our road to recovery.
I ended up with
She's got an infection, so she's going to be... Yay, druggies. Where's me? I'm just here with... Great, I'm making a mess already.
that cough where it's slowly.
I've got a normal person cough. She's got an asthma cough.
I'm just as Ross Powers. Shit.
Exactly.
That over the word asthma.
Yeah, that's usually what you say, but technically it's correct. But anyway, this week, well today, because let's not say this week anymore, our fucking schedule's just been out the window. Except for the Christmas season, where of course we have covered a couple of little Christmassy goodies, as well as a few normal ones throughout. We are looking at the 2002 Resident Evil film, written and directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, starring his either future at the time or current wife, of course Mila Jovovich, also in Zoolander, but we'll cover that a bit more. Yeah, current wife, Mila Jovovich. They get married till 7 years after this film. But anyway, this is probably the only W.S. Anderson version film, I should say, that's actually a bit more what's the word to use? Like something for the source material. It's a good it's a semi-adaptation of the games, of course. Sort of halfway between this film's sequels and as well as Welcome to Raccoon City, which we have also covered. So anyway, we'll get right into it. I will just say that Amelia did actually watch this film. She was... what was the word you used specifically? Engrossed in this film. When usually, as we have seen several times, she usually just sits there on her phone and colours. So it was nice to see her actually watch something. I saw you fucking like looking at something, so I was just like, play. That was the word. Anyway, spoilers ahead, of course. For a 21-year-old film, this film was nearly as old as me, which is scary. You would have been 6.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been old enough.
No, not as a child. But anyway, we'll get into it. Any other thoughts you want to give before we get into it?
2002 film.
In the CGI, it was a bit shit. But
Yeah, but you know.
spoilers, by the way. But for the most part, it still looked good. What do you mean? So this is going to be your example.
Well, you know how with Resident Evil you had shaky camera, didn't really see the monsters, really weird.
Do you mean Welcome to Raccoon City?
No.
What do you mean this one?
No, this one.
Okay, that's fine. Still had weird Thor though. I think practical like injuries, but other than that, I'm not really sure. But yeah, it still looks good. I mean, some of the acting from the zombies looked a bit silly, like pulling faces. But anyway, we'll get into this now. So, in the top secret Umbrella Lab, of course, our big overarching baddies of the Resident Evil franchise, a virus is deliberately unleashed into the air by an unknown person, who we will reveal later on for dramatic effect. Despite the alarm sounding, the lab goes into lockdown, trapping everyone inside. As workers struggle to escape, the lab's computer system contains the virus by killing a large number of the employees with gas. A group trapped in an elevator lose a member of their group when they get stuck in the door, and it's suddenly slammed into the elevator's doorway. It was horrible. It reminded me of the Final Destination kill, except there was most of it off screen in this and no decap. We have it on DVD. We will cover it at some point. I think that's the second.
Oh, and the elevator, where they go down the elevator.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Where she just gets decapped. Yeah, beautiful. Anyway, enough about Final Destination. She does get killed just off screen. It's like a POV shot and then a cut to white. There's a lot of white light in this film. It's like blinding. It's like constantly flashbanging you. Elsewhere, Alice, played by Mila Jovovich, you may know from either obviously this or Zoolander, as Inga, whatever the fuck you pronounce that last name as. She awakens in a bathroom with several bruises and seemingly not much memory due to amnesia. She wanders a mansion's hall as she is monitored by the same cameras from the lab. While looking at her in a photo in a wedding dress being married to an unknown man, a figure rushes past and disappears into a hidden doorway. She heads outside where someone grabs her as a group of commandos breach into the building. The soldiers then take the man, whose name's Matt, played by Eric Mabius, prisoner as the team leader Shade, played by Colin Salmon, who we have previously seen on the channel in the Bob Odenkirk film Nobody. Also, he is in EastEnders and You Think Hollyoaks. It could be Hollyoaks.
He has been in Hollyoaks because I remember watching it. But he does a hell of a lot more like TV stuff now than films.
When I looked him up, he is 62 now.
And then I said to you, is it playing Fast and Furious?
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a minute. Rain, yeah, so literally Michelle Rodriguez from Fast and Furious, as she just mentioned. And Kaplan, who is played by Martin Cruz, unmasked before taking the two down an elevator into the labs.
I wanted to mention that.
We do have Stasi with us, who is watching. He watched the films with his eyes closed, we have to say.
But he did have a wonderful...
For the recording this on Boxing Day, by the way.
He had a lot of catnip toys. And we even went out of our way and got him special culture food from Pets at Home luxury. He's been well and truly spoiled.
Yeah, Christmas, the cats get just as much love as like everyone else. At least. That's not including like other little bits and pieces that we're giving them on the build up to Christmas. Be like, oh, the cats are like that. Anyway. So yeah. Boarding a train, Kaplan discovers the power is out, prompting for Rain to make repairs which allow the train to run. Upon opening a sealed door, a man, played by, whose name is Spence. I don't know why I keep saying played by. I'm just used to saying a man played by this, and then we learn the name later. Spence, who is played by James Purefoy, who was present in the wedding photo, collapses through it. The team's medic, Olga, played by Liz May Bryce, checks on him and discovers he too has memory loss like Alice. Disembarking the train, Shade briefs the groups on the labs which are located beneath Raccoon City, which is called the Hive, much like the game. Sorry, go on.
Until you explained it, that this one
No, it's two separate,
Like,
like,
the same-
universes.
okay.
Yeah.
So if you haven't, like, if you're like me, you don't watch a lot of film, them two aren't there.
Yeah. Obviously, Welcome to Raccoon City is more. It's the more loyal to the source material of the two films, but Welcome to Raccoon City has a lot shoved in it, which is the main problem with it.
We mentioned Tug.
I've said about it. I've mentioned it. We do have a review of it if I haven't already, which you can find somewhere on the channel. It might even come up in a recommended. Who knows? It's there. But for now, we are covering the 2002 film,
The original.
the OG. So yeah, the hive and all that. So Shay tells them they were knocked out by a defense system released by the lab, which caused their temporary amnesia. Where he also reveals that they were tasked with guarding the lab, so they were security guards. JD, played by Pascal Aliardi, enters a reinforced door first, where he turns on the lights for his team to join them. Descending further into the labs, Shay tells Alice about the Red Queen, who is the AI that controls the hive. AI in a 2002 film where it controls everything. Ooh, bit real now, isn't it? Anyway.
The AI is fucking
Going to die down here.
once you get it comes out.
Yeah, but it comes out as the dodgy CGI hologram. Well, it's because it's a little girl. Like, me and Morgan... I've said spoilers anyway, but we'll talk about that. You can talk about it more. But me and Morgan, when we're playing stuff and there's a little girl, doesn't matter if they're evil or not, we scream evil at the bitch. Usually we're right, but sometimes we've been wrong. We're going to die down here.
And out of all the things you could make,
Yeah, but...
smack bang to a child figure.
I think they said it was modelled after the, like, founder's daughter. Always, what a child. I know it's for creepiness, but still. So...
She was to the point, though, when she was like,
You're going to die down here. Anyway. So, he tells them of how she went rogue, massacring the entire facility due to possible outside interference. Which is true, as we'll discuss later on. They said there's like thousands of people that live down here. But, my god, you only see a few of it, obviously, but... If Dead Meat ever cover this, he's got a fun time. Well, at least he can just say there's thousands.
oh yeah, give us a shout out, Deadmeat.
Yeah, we want to say that it was a big coincidence that if you're a fan of Dead Meat, this is a side tangent. Like, a few days after we covered the Mean One, they also covered it as like their Christmas, like their kind of Christmas film, which was really spooky for us.
It
but
was really fun.
yeah, all the stuff that we've seen already. I know, it was a matter of days between them. Yeah, we literally just found it coincidentally a few days before. Yeah.
Because we randomly go to Asda and they just have random.
Yeah, we just like to look around. Yeah. Violent Night I wanted to watch before, like when I first saw like the marketing for it, but then never saw it in the cinema. So we saw it, I think, earlier in this year in Asda. And so was Violent Night as well. It's obviously it's such a silly film. Watch the review; it's on the channel somewhere. I know it's literally Boxing Day as of recording. But it's there if you want to have a laugh at Christmas.
If you want to go and find
Just pop into Asda or I think Walmart is the US equivalent. Anyway. As the group leave, they pass a flooded room where a drowned scientist reanimates inside. Excuse me. Matt is sent away with JD and Rain as the others pass through a cryo storage room. where Alice notices something being contained within one of them. So, of course, this is the liquor, as we find out later on. They ultimately end up in a hallway where Kaplan struggles to bypass the Red Queen's security, but successfully opens it. Now, as I said to you, this is the most iconic scene that everyone remembers from this film. It's probably the only scene in this film that's worth watching. Other than that, the rest of it, it's fine. And obviously you've seen Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. No, I don't think this... I think this is my first ever full watch through of this, but I've seen clips all over the internet for fucking years. But anyway, this is the most famous scene which everyone remembers if you've seen it, or if you haven't, it's been talked about millions of times. This is the laser scene. So, Shade and his team enter the hallway, however they are sealed inside by the Red Queen. Lasers appear suddenly and kill Olga by decapitating her. Not immediately. Slices through, and you see her head just slowly onto the ground. Lovely. Disgusting. It then slices another grunt in half, which is nasty, because he also sort of flops. And another loses his fingers before dying from shock. Yeah, he has his fingers cut off and he dies from shock. Before Shade himself, of course, is sliced into small cubes when he does all this dodging, and then it just turns into a grid and just squelches him. The survivors proceed to then shut down the Red Queen, who uses a holographic version of her.
He got sliced literally into They go back later, none of the bodies are there. There is no way he's coming back from the dead.
No, he's not a zombie or anything. It is weird how the bodies do disappear, though. Yeah, there's not enough blood to suggest like the zombies just ate them. It's
just... There's a point, because you're cut into that
No. Especially when they say the brain's been destroyed, and they weren't infected with the T-virus either, so it couldn't be possible for them to reanimate even if they weren't like hit in the head by anything. It's like it got mopped. It's like the cleaners came in and cleaned up all the body parts. No, you'd still have the bodies and all of it would be dirty still. No, she wouldn't fuck around with that. Anyway. So, the Red Queen uses a holographic version of herself, as you said, is a as we mentioned, is a child. The daughter of this founder, or the CEO of Umbrella, that's the one. You wanted to mention about her being creepy or something, didn't you?
She reminds... Going off on the side note, she reminds me of... There was a book done years ago of a silhouette of a girl and it reminds me a bit like that. Because as soon as I saw that, I did think of that book. It was a very popular book. I can't remember the name or the author's name.
If you know the name, let us know in the comments below.
But they literally, one cover, another cover she was blue, and then the next cover, I think she was like white.
White and blue. Anyway, also the CGI for her looks a bit. It's the early 2000s. You could sort of like excuse it a bit.
It's like the computer, the way she just thinks
Let's die down here. So, as the lockdown... no, hang on. Kaplan ignores her pleas and disables her, which in turn turns off the power to the facility. As the lockdown is lifted, Rain investigates some clanging in the cryo room, where she discovers a woman. The woman proceeds, of course, because she's a zombie, to bite Rain before JD intervenes in rescuing her, shooting the zombie numerous times, along with Rain's help, who also opens fire, of course. Kaplan and the others return as the zombie disappears, because they didn't shoot her in the head. Kaplan breaks the news that the rest of the team is dead as more zombies appear. As I said to you, one zombie who had an axe appeared in an earlier scene where I think he drowned along with that one who we saw because he was whacking the glass with the axe and then he's dead. He's a zombie now. The survivors open fire on the undead as Matt uses Rain's dropped keys in order to try and escape from the cuffs. Importantly, no zombies die because they don't know about the headshots yet. Ultimately, the group are forced to flee as gunfire ruptures the cryo tanks, with Matt almost losing his keys due to a zombie attack. Doesn't bite him though. Alice rescues Matt as JD manages to open a locked door. However, of course, a horde drags him in and eats him alive, while also biting Rain several more times. Reminds me of the George Romero film Day of the Dead, where the main antagonist in that gets dragged through a door and just choke on him. It's disgusting. It's good though. From inside one of the containers, a liquor breaks out. Somehow the CGI still isn't great in the Welcome to Raccoon City version of the liquor. Like, neither of them look good. Matt separates from Alice, who passes through the lab's kennels, where she is found by a zombified dog. Now, I remember hearing somewhere that the dogs are practical, and they actually put makeup on the dogs to make them look like that.
I thought they wouldn't like tolerate it.
No? Oh, well, I suppose you give anything enough treats, as we know with 3 cats.
They would have had to do treats, maybe bone.
Yeah. Fleeing through a door, she is attacked by a zombie who she easily overpowers due to her prior umbrella training. Alice retrieves the zombie's gun as the dog breaks into the room, as more of them show up outside. Alice shoots all the ones outside before slow-mo kicking the original dog back into the room as it climbs through the window. There's a lot of weird slow-mo karate in this. Matt, in the meantime, goes through an abandoned office area, clearly searching for something. There he finds a keycard belonging to a scientist he recognised before a zombie jump scares him from behind some glass. He searches through some of the paperwork as the scientist, whose name is Lisa, who I think was in the original scenes, for some of the flashbacks and that scene at the beginning, played by, forgive me because the name is not English and I do not care to learn how to pronounce it properly. I think it's Hika Makach. I don't know what the name is, like what nationality it is, but anyway, I don't care to learn it properly. That's how it's going to be pronounced. Of course, Lisa emerges as a zombie, attacking him before Alice appears and bludgeons her over the head. Alice has flashbacks to a time where she met with Lisa in order to gain entry to the facility. Matt explains that Lisa was his sister and that he lied about being an Umbrella operative, but Lisa successfully infiltrated it instead. It's weird how there's a film about someone whose sister is Lisa.
Yeah, quite a common name. Dogs. If you're Lisa, you're on the naughty list, you get colonies.
Yeah, Santa break into your house and murder all your fucking mercenaries. Anyway. Alice and Matt reunite with the other survivors in the room located before the laser hallway, which is conveniently clean, as mentioned. The Queen then sorry, I'm reading a bit further on. The commandos explain that if they don't escape in time, the doors leading inside seal forever in an hour in order to steal the virus inside. Alice returns to the Red Queen and reactivates her in order to find out how to escape. The Queen explains to the survivors about Umbrella's motives for creating the T-virus and what the zombies are. As she explains this, JD begins to reanimate into a zombie elsewhere. The thing is with these, he literally was surrounded and torn into by zombies. But he wakes up as a zombie. He's like got rips and like his skin's peeling off somewhere, but it's not like his guts are hanging out or something. This happens a lot, and especially in things like The Walking Dead and that. Is where these people are surrounded, devoured, then come back and they're like fine. It's weird. It doesn't make sense. The Queen then explains the classic zombie rules on bites, and of course how that affects people, and how to kill them. Traditionally with the headshot and the well, not decapitation, I don't think she specified. The survivors enter the maintenance tunnels where they find more of the undead waiting for them. Alice yells for them all to escape using the pipes on the ceiling as she fights them off. While helping up Kaplan, who gets bitten, either on the arse or the leg, I can't tell, Rain is attacked and bitten on the neck by zombified JD, who she then shoots in the head. Pipes begin to give in under their weight, dropping Kaplan and Alice into the horde below. Alice is rescued by the others as Kaplan is repeatedly bitten, but Rain is unable to save him as she is losing her vision. Kaplan is saved by Alice, who shoots a zombie in the head, allowing him to escape back up the pipe, but he tells them to leave him, which they reluctantly do. Big breath. Can I have a little drink after that? I need to breathe more with these fucking things. But anyway. Kaplan initially tries to bite the bullet, but changes his mind, executing a zombie off-screen and escaping up a hidden passageway. The group continues to press onwards, escaping the tunnels as the licker stalks after them. Alice has flashbacks to a time in the lab and hallucinates the creation of the T-virus, and also, very conveniently, a cure for it. Which, as we'll find out...
Of course, if they're like, no offense, if they're going to be giant, like, we're going to go into conspiracy.
Let's just mute this for a little while. And we talk about conspiracy theories all the time. No, of course not. Pharmaceuticals?
Yeah. Like, if they're gonna put the disease out there, they're gonna have a cure somewhere.
Allegedly. For the sake of legal reasons, we have to say allegedly.
They're not gonna back it up.
As the way Count Angula puts it.
If we go missing and we don't take that as they've found us.
Don't tempt me to not make a film review for like a week.
We said was just.
As Count Angula puts it, who I'm a big fan of, they create the problems and then sell you the solution to it. Anyway, but we're not talking about that right now. We're not going to get into conspiracy theories. We want to stay monetized, even though we don't monetize because we haven't got reached the fucking.
Right, guys. We need to give them 1,000 subs.
It's not 1,000. It's only 500 now.
Is it really?
No, it's not. It is 1,000. Ignore me. Yeah. Anyway, enough about conspiracy theories. We're done with that. After all, it's just a theory. It's a game theory. Subscribe and we'll give you COVID. No. Alice and Matt enter the flooded lab where she reveals to him that she was there to steal the virus, of course after making contact with Lisa. Despite searching, she doesn't find the cure, which causes Spence to remember that he overheard Alice's meeting with Lisa. He also remembers how he stole the virus and its cure, while also being the one to cause the initial outbreak. Pardon me. While Alice's knowledge comes back to her very slowly, his just comes back in one quick scene. He literally, just stares off into the distance and remembers everything. Very conveniently. Alice... I know, but you can't do that and then just have one guy remember everything. Alice realises this and is unable to reach her gun in time, but he makes it to it first. Holds the others at gunpoint, but the drowned scientist emerges from the water, biting him in the neck. He fights her off and comes to his senses, escaping out of the lab and sealing the others inside. The Red Queen contacts them as Spence recovers the samples to cure himself, however he is unable to do so due to the liquor. He very conveniently arrives just as he's about to cure himself. Drop him down from the ceiling, it attacks and mauls him to death, which the Queen broadcasts to the survivors. She then explains that due to eating Spence, it is able to mutate into a more advanced life form, which is total bullshit, because the original lickers do not do that. With only 20 minutes left to escape, the Red Queen says they need to sacrifice Rain in order for her to give them the code. Rain agrees to the demands as the licker bangs at the windows, but Alice and Matt refuse. Instead of killing Rain, they smash the computer screen, which seems to shut off all the lights, and also the Red Queen. However, of course, it is revealed that Kaplan went back and shut her down again, allowing him to open the door. Because this man is fucking perseverant. Make their way through the facility where they board the train once more as Alice then puts down the zombified Spence using an axe. Lost where I am now. I literally just read it and now I can't find it. The group succeed in activating the train and Alice injects Rain with a cure as Matt does the same for Kaplan. Rain seemingly dies, however, much to Alice's shock, but she comes back just as Alice goes to mercy kill her. The liquor, however, attacks, tearing the wall and scratching Matt on the arm. Kaplan, unfortunately, is grabbed and mauled, being pulled out of the train to his death. The liquor then breaks inside, but Matt knocks it back with some hanging steel rods, which Alice then uses to impale its tongue. Yummy. To be fair, I'm surprised she didn't go get a lick of this. So, well done. Rain, unfortunately, still reanimates and attacks Matt, who shoots her in head and turn, causing her body to open the door. The liquor is scraped along the tracks by its tongue, before igniting into a ball of flames, killing it as the train escapes. After managing to escape the labs with the samples, Matt collapses due to the scratch on his arm. However, Umbrella has Matt taken him away before she can administer a cure, taking him for the sequel and the Nemesis program. As Matt is taken away, Alice is apprehended and drugged, being taken in by Doctor, played by Jason Isaacs, as we have recently seen. Played by Jason Isaacs, who of course we have just seen in Look Away. Also, he's the voice of the Grand Inquisitor in Star Wars. And he's also Lucius Malfoy. Feels weird repeating this considering how recently we did Look Away. So yeah, he takes her in to be tested on. Sometimes later, Alice awaits in a room where behind a one-way mirror another zombie is seen. Using a needle that was plugged into her, she sabotages the door to escape, going outside into Raccoon City, which is abandoned, arming herself with a shotgun as the film ends. My god. That was a lot of talking, a lot of weird shit. So, immediately, right off the bat, best kill is Shade, obviously.
We actually agree.
It's iconic, it's brutal, it's gory, it's moi. And the worst kill can go to the soldier who died from shock in that same scene. It's boring, and the CGI of his missing fingers look terrible. So, babe, your thoughts?
But it's not something that I...
Go out my way to watch on my own.
Rewatch another
That's our Another Earth review on the channel as well.
It's like that for me, like... Oh, you want to see it for the hype?
It's a one and done kind of film.
But it was nice to see it one time.
Yeah. It's one of them films you can enjoy, but you have no thoughts to go back and rewatch it again.
But I didn't take it.
Yeah, that's true. But because she said that she wouldn't watch it again, we can assume that she means you won't be getting it on DVD. You wouldn't have it on DVD even. Oh, there's hesitation.
On Disney or Netflix.
Like it is, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned it's on Netflix.
I would watch it again. I'm not glad it's on DVD collection because it's not my favourite.
And not my favourite.
It's not one that I would pull out. It would just be silly. See what I mean?
Clutter. Which is fair,
But
because it is
if
nonsense.
it's up on Netflix again or telly, you know, and I was in the mood for something like that, I'd probably watch it again.
Even though there are plenty of better zombie media out there.
So I think that's every time you do this,
It's been a while since we've done it.
like Mum, she had a lot of DVDs, she had a lot of...
I will say, not a hoarder in a traditional sense that the entire house was like filled up with shite, like completely.
It was more like sentimental things like handbags, ornaments, DVDs, clothes, CDs, cookery books, plate, mugs. It wasn't rubbish.
She didn't hoard, she more just had a lot of random crap.
And downstairs cupboard, which has the 3 cubes on
Cube shelves with little baskets in them.
4 cubes, 3 baskets. On each cube, they were all filled to the brim with DVDs. And most of them, when I cleared them, I love you, Mum, don't haunt me. But there were so many she had wrapped and never opened them, and never watched. And this is why I only buy DVDs that I know that I'm going to watch again and again and again. I damn well know that I would rather watch it on the telly if that came up, or if that was on Netflix. I don't want it on DVD. I just want my favourite. And by
Which is fair.
doing that, and by
Unless it's like in a charity shop, it's like piss money.
I went from 3 drawers full of DVDs to 1 drawer.
Yeah, but that's also because I moved in and you.
Yeah,
It might need
it's about
space.
my favourite films are in there. Like,
Yeah, you've kept all the ones you know you're gonna.
so
Yeah,
much.
yeah. And I've got my own mini collection.
But we have Disney Plus now. So I love Zootopia. Zootopia is my favourite. I did have it on DVD, I let it go.
It's not my favourite film of all time though. Which,
Do want to watch it. We can just get a month of Disney Plus and have it to Jerry. Instead of having all these copies in cases, because all of it, the DVD cases are fucking massive.
they do stack up if you've got quite a few of them.
Like, guys, can we sort the DVD section out? Can you make the cases smaller? So like, you don't have all the extra packaging around it, just have like the disc and then a smaller.
Like a CD, you can fit a CD in that box. You don't need the fucking DVD box.
Just transfer DVD. Like, just do it in CD format.
Plus, imagine all the plastic you would save for the environment.
It's smaller and less packaging than a DVD. But a DVD is cheaper than a Blu-ray.
I don't know, it doesn't make sense. But we're not here to
If you work in
speak out.
and you fucking take control of the DVDs, change it, man. Yeah. It's
For the
fucking-
people and the world
The
of
fucking
England.
storage space it takes up is a joke. Like, make them thinner or something. I mean, come on, you don't even put any booklets in the DVDs anymore, guys. Like, I used to love that shit when I was a child. You'd take out your little booklet, you'd flick through it, you'd have all your...
Mate, the days of PS2 games where you had in there and they had cheat codes and
Pokemon DVD come out, all those little shitty 3D files. It's like, come on, like, if you're gonna keep these cases, put some fucking free shit in there, or put an information booklet in, you know, with some pictures. Arsehole, sorry, that really fucks me off.
she's very passionate about a DVD case. But anyway, we'll wrap this up before we go any further with this fucking rabbit hole. I've been your host, as ever, Purple Midnight 8, joined, as always, seemingly, by Amelia, the Obsidian Nook Pal ASMR. Find her link in the link tree below, along with all of mine and Morgan's, as well as some other random shit. But in the meantime, we may see you in the new year, we will see you in the new year, obviously, unless we get fucking kidnapped for... Not kidnapped, yoinked. Yoinked's a good word. Unless we get yoinked for saying things about conspiracy theories and stuff like that. Or we may see you in a couple of days for another review, depending on time and shit and how well we feel. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to our ramblings for however long, and we will see you in the next one.